Hi, my name is Kelly and I'm presenting on the medical group case study today. Just a little info about the group to start. Medical Associates is a for-profit private medical group consisting of 40 physicians, all whom are board certified and maintain active medical staff privileges at area hospitals. They provide specialty care on ambulatory care basis and ambulatory surgery. They contract with outside vendor with laboratories located in Capital City for medical tests. In-house lab services are limited to blood chemistries and urine analysis done using equipment leased and calibrated by Wyeth Laboratories. Medical Associates operates two facilities, one in Middleboro, which opened in 1995, and one in Jasper, which opened in 2002. The larger issue of Medical Associates is fragmented operational procedures that impact future enterprises. There are currently many internal operational issues that Medical Associates are going through. Each is linked together and all issues need to be addressed before Medical Associates can function at peak performance in future enterprises. The issue of land contract will be the focus of my presentation today. So as previously mentioned, Medical Associates owns facilities in both Middleboro and Jasper. When the Jasper facility land was purchased in 1990, Medical Associates also acquired a 30-year option on a 225-acre undeveloped parcel adjacent to the facility. Medical Associates has been contacted within the past 6 months to determine whether it would sell or execute this land option. The land is next to the newly approved highway Jasper Interchange. It is worth mentioning that Middleboro is economically stagnant, but political leaders are unable to agree on a use for the public funds. So recently, Medical Associates and Cardiology Hospitals of America announced a joint feasibility project to create a cardiac hospital in Jasper to service Hillsborough County and surrounding areas. Under the feasibility agreement, Medical Associates would have the ability to financially participate in this project and be a significant, albeit minority, owner of the proprietary hospital. The Jasper Industrial Development Authority estimates this new hospital could be a top 10 employer within 5 years of opening. So there's 5 options to consider for this land option. The first is to purchase and just let the land sit. The second is to purchase the land and then develop it. Third option is to purchase the land and sell it. The fourth option is to purchase the land and donate it or lease to the new cardiac hospital. And the fifth option is to do nothing and just let the option lapse. So purchasing the land, options 1 through 4 all require purchasing. So here's what that loan would look like. We can borrow at a fixed rate of 3.5%. Since most term loans have maturities of 3 to 10 years, we went with a 5-year loan. So the loan amount was $693,000. We borrowed that amount for purchasing 225 acres at the prevailing rate, or the market rate, of $2,800 an acre. And then we included the 10% fee for the land being undeveloped. So that's 60 monthly payments of $12,606.88, with a total interest of $63,412.76, making the total of the loan $756,413. So option 1 is to purchase the land and just let it sit. This option might be a good idea if the board was unsure of the direction to take. So local political leaders have long recognized that the Middleboro area is economically stagnant. They've discussed a need for a major industrial park next to the highway, but local business leaders have resisted. It's been suggested that public funds need to be invested in improvements in the central business district to bolster the city's existing retail trade business. As a result, Middleboro has not invested in developing either. The table on the left shows the amount of taxes owed each year for that undeveloped land, and that's for the entire 225-acre parcel. Option 2 is to purchase and develop it. There have been recent votes to approve the zoning application for a major shopping mall complex in Jasper, which could help climb out of the stagnant economy. Or Medical Associates can expand to a third facility. With the current issues facing Medical Associates, expansion is not recommended for the time being. The third option is to purchase and sell the land. 25 acres adjacent to the anticipated new highway could be sold for $20,000 per acre for a total of $500,000. The remaining land would be owned and retained by Medical Associates for potential expansion or subsequent sale. And also a local real estate developer corporation could buy the entire parcel for $1 million. It's important to point out the prevailing rate is expected to increase. Conservatively, we can say a 2% increase each year or $56 per acre. This would be a good option to pay off a good portion of the loan right up front. Option 4 is to purchase the land and donate or lease it. So again, you have 225 acres with the prevailing rate or market value of $2,800 per acre. So if you were to develop that, that's $630,000 just to purchase. And then the undeveloped, you add 10%, and that would equal out to be $693,000. So for a donate, it would be a tax write-off, and you'd also have the option to be a significant owner in the Cardiology Hospitals of America project. Or if you were to lease it, you could lease it for $45,000 a month for a total of $540,000 a year. Because we borrowed that money, we'll have $12,607 due in the loan payment. So we would lease that for $540,000 a year for a minimum of 10 years. In researching these rates per acre, we used the USDA's 2016 Land Values Guide and averaged the land values between all states listed, which came out to be about $4,100 per acre. From there, we averaged the amount of these rates based on those numbers, settling on a land value of $922,500 for the 225 acres. Option number 5 was to do nothing and let the option lapse. Medical Associates purchased the 30-year option in 1990 for $35,000. We think no action would be the least favorable option for Medical Associates. With a high land value for the undeveloped 225 acres, giving up the opportunity to purchase, sell, or lease would not be beneficial for the medical group. There were 2 factors we had to obey in deciding how to approach the land contract option. So first, the hurdle rate or the required rate of return had to be at least 6%. And secondly, any financial action we take should not raise our long-term debt to net asset ratio higher than 27.5%. We calculate out the current rate for 2014, and their current rate for their long-term debt to net asset ratio was 12.1%. Our recommendations for the board are a combination of options 3, which was to sell, and number 4, which was to lease or donate. So first, we would purchase the entire 225-acre parcel for $693,000 using a 5-year fixed loan. Secondly, we would immediately sell the 25 acres adjacent to the highway for $500,000, which was at option 3. Lastly, the remaining 200 acres can be leased to the Cardiac Hospitals of America for their project, which would make Medical Associates a minority but significant owner, bringing in a total of $540,000 a year in rent. It works out because the Cardiac Hospitals of America will develop the land, and we will consider a buyout option down the line when it becomes a top 10 employer. Assuming the same trends in previous years for Medical Associates, here's a balance sheet for 2015 to include our recommendations with the land option. The $1,040,000 in accounts receivable includes the $500,000 for the immediate sale of the 25 acres along the highway, plus 1 year worth of monthly lease payments from the Cardiac Hospitals of America for leasing that land. The long-term debt due within 1 year is equal to the amount of interest paid for the 5-year loan in that first year, and the long-term debt is the total amount borrowed to purchase the 225-acre parcel. Revisiting those limitations that we talked about a few slides back, it was a requirement that any financial action we take should not raise our long-term debt to net asset ratio higher than 27.5. If you recall, the current rate for 2014 was 12.1%. And with the recommendations that we're making, the anticipated rate for 2015 would be 13.6%, which you can see is much lower than the 27.5 cap. The hurdle rate or rate of return should have been at least 6%. And with our recommendations, the anticipated rate for 2015 would be 8%. In summary, the land option issue can be solved by purchasing the entire 225-acre parcel for $693,000 with a 5-year loan. We would then immediately sell the 25 acres next to the new highway for $500,000, and the remaining 200 acres would belong to Medical Associates to lease the Cardiac Hospitals of America for $540,000 a year for 10 years for them to develop for their project. We feel that partnering with Cardiac Hospitals of America would help to mitigate our larger issue of fragmentation. Those are recommendations to the board for the land contract options. Thank you.